And this is part 2 of Spiral Echo. And what you saw at the end of the first video looked like this. And that's showing all the jump stitches in green. What you'll probably see on your tablet will look more like that, because the default is probably continuous. In this case, we do want jump stitch, so let's choose jump stitch and accept. And yes, we want to accept those transitions. Now I'm choosing jump stitch because I don't want multiple layers of thread buildup all around the edge of the block, which is what we're going to get with continuous. So every time this pattern has a break along the edge of the block from the spiral, we're going to get a thread buildup. Let's see if we can't make this a better stitch out by choosing Add Edit Pattern and Split Pattern. And let's delete the jump stitches in these corners and then combine the pattern another way so that we'll get a nice stitch out. So I'm going to begin up in this corner right here. And I've got it zoomed up enough that I think you can see. So I'm going to split out. And let's start right here. I'm going to split this jump stitch. Yes, I am. Right there. Split. And you're seeing that this line of stitching is turning green, but we have to see the bullseye. And I do want it up on, let me try this one. I'm going to take that. And then I'm going to take this. So those two long ones are gone. Just play around until you get rid of them. I guess we want that one on this end. I think I do. There it is. Split. Generally I can touch about anywhere on that line and get a split, so I'm not sure why it's a little more sensitive in this top section. But it is, so we'll just keep moving that stylus a little bit until we get rid of them. There it is. Where these seem to be just no matter where I touch, we're getting them. That's good. Maybe somebody will come on the Yahoo group and tell me why that's so. So I'm panning. I think you're probably well aware of that. And I'm just kind of dragging the screen around now to see where I need to split next. There it is. Split. Split. Am I splitting these jump stitches or not? Here we go. Split. 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 When I split earlier, I did get it. I couldn't see because I had other jump stitches dragging across there as well. But I think I now have this corner cleaned up. So let's zoom out and look at it. Okay. I'm going to combine the patterns now. And I'm going to choose this stitching first. And I can see that it's turned green and it's going to end right along here. Touch continue. I want it now to go back this direction and stitch. No, I don't. I want it here. Let's try continuous stitch line. Now let's get this one. I'm not sure that something is right here, but we'll keep going for a minute. Don't want that. Swap the start and end points. Continuous. Oops, there it is. Need to zoom in a little more, I think, so you can see. Maybe now you can even see that pink line right here. There we go. continue and continue a stitch line, choose this one, swap the start and end points, continue and continue a stitch line, continue and continue a stitch line, swap the start and end points. We don't want that big pink line anywhere except along the edge. Continue and continue a stitch line. It's right here, that's good. Continue and continue a stitch line. Drag the screen up. We're here. Swap the start and end points. Continue and continue a stitch line. Here's the next one. Continue and continue a stitch line. And we're finished with that corner. Yes, I still see a long green jump stitch. So we're going to split it. Can you see that when I touched right in the middle of that line, that we got the bullseye down in this corner right here? It's gone. So we did need to get rid of that. I would do this in all four corners, split all those jump stitch lines, they're all green, get rid of all of them. And finished. I'm going to back out though and bring in one that I've already done, just to save us some time. And there it is. And we're going to sew it in preview mode so that you can see what happened with all those jump stitches. I'll slow it down a little. And this will take a few minutes because I did have a much smaller center pattern here. And again, you can choose if the overstitching doesn't bother you, leave it in continuous because it makes it faster. That'll work a lot of times if you're using a very fine thread like so fine or bottom line thread. Not always easy to stitch bottom line from the top, but you may want to try it. I have done it. I believe when I stitched the Sunbonnet Sue quilt with McTavishing background, I know I used bottom line in the bottom, and I either used bottom line, and I believe that is what I used, bottom line. If not, it would have been so fine in the top. And I think I used bottom line, and I think if memory serves me correctly, I had to bypass my thread break sensor. Or unplug it. I think maybe we just unplugged it. Here we go. We're along the edge now. We're going back up. Next corner. And when I did this sample, I did convert the original block to a pattern and combined it also. If you want to be sure you have at least a continuous line around that block, you might want to do that, or maybe choose stitch in the ditch, since you could then be very careful that it's touching the edge of your actual block on the quilt. And this starts that block pattern that I added. And this finishes up the little videos on Spiral Echo, splitting, combining, using a clipping block. Have fun with Echo.